a beautiful and green small village, the villagers were living in peace and happiness. There was a dense forest outside the village, which also housed many types of wild animals and snakes. Every year on the day of Nag Panchami, the villagers performed special prayers to show their respect to the snakes and maintain peace in the village. But one year, unrest spread in the village. The farmers working in the fields suddenly started falling ill, and many cattle also fell ill. The villagers were worried and could not understand why these problems were arising. The elders of the village said that all this could be the result of the insult done on the day of Nag Panchami. The village elders suggested that a special puja to be performed to please the snake deity. They gathered the villagers and began preparations for the puja. A large pavilion was decorated for the puja, and a special puja material were collected. On the day of the puja, the villagers began worshipping the snake deity with incense sticks and flowers. During the puja, the village puja committee also organized a grand dance and music program in the honor of snake deity. Everyone prayed with all their heart and hoped that the snake deity would solve their problems and return peace and prosperity to the village. On the night of Nag Panchami, there was a strange atmosphere in the village. People had gone to their homes after the puja, but some people noticed that some strange things were happening in the forest outside the village. The sounds of a snake mewing and laughing were heard. This was a sign that the snake god was still angry. Some young members of the village decided to go to the forest and see what was happening. They headed towards the forest in the dark of the night and started exploring strange activities deep inside the forest. Deep in the darkness of the forest, the youth discovered a mysterious place where a huge statue of serpent god was installed. But this statue was old and covered in dust. Nearby, there were some villagers who were not paying attention to the statue and were busy in their selfish activities. The youth noticed that some people from the village were coming to the statue and asking for solutions to their problems. But they were doing so without true devotion and respect. The youth realized that this was the reason why unrest was spreading in the village. They decided that they would make these people understand the importance of true devotion and respect. The youth returned to the village and informed the elders about the situation. They explained that worshipping without true devotion and respect can have negative effects. The elders took note of this and made a new plan for the next day. The villagers were given special teachings to worship the Nag Devta with true devotion and respect. They were told how important it is to purify their minds and act with true devotion during the puja. They cleaned the old idol and decorated it in a new way. The day after Nag Panchami, a new puja was organized in the village. This time, the puja rituals were performed more carefully and with devotion. All the villagers unitedly joined the puja and prayed with their hearts. They purified their minds and performed the puja with a true heart. The village elders also performed special rituals and prayed for the solution of their problems. This time, the effect of the puja was seen immediately. Peace and happiness returned to the village. The sick farmers and cattle started recovering, and an atmosphere of prosperity prevailed in the village. After the puja, the villagers became more conscious about improving their lives. They started worshipping and respecting the Nag Devta with all their heart. The village elders ensured that the puja rituals were performed correctly and with devotion in the coming years. The villagers understood that true devotion and respect are extremely important for any puja. This not only brings blessings from the gods but also maintains peace and prosperity in life. The events of the day of Nag Panchami gave a new direction to the villagers. They resolved to bring a change in their lives and perform the puja with true devotion. A new beginning took place in the village, where everyone united and worshipped the Nag Devta and tried to solve their problems with a true heart. Peace and prosperity returned to the village, and Nag Panchami was no longer just a puja, but an important part of their lives of the villagers. The day began to be celebrated every year with a new energy and enthusiasm. And the villagers learned that worshipping with devotion and respect can bring positive changes in life.
If you like this story, then subscribe to the channel for more interesting stories.